Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the gymnasium at Milford High School as Milford TV is once again happy to present coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics. Tim Coet here on the call. I'll be joined momentarily by Josue Pavone as we get set to bring you coverage of the Lady Hawks girls basketball team set to take on their Davenport division rival, the Canton Lady Bulldogs, and this is senior night for the Milford Lady Hawks team, and it is senior singular as it is just one senior on the varsity squad, Jill Powers, who will be honored pre-game as the lone senior on the team, and this is also the Lady Hawks' final home game of the regular season with still several games to go on the schedule, but with a heavy dose of home games in the early half of their schedule. This is it. They will play out the remainder of their schedule on the road, so that is why tonight is senior night, and again, they take on a Canton team that right now is in last place in the Davenport division, just one spot below Milford. Both of these teams have had their struggles so far on the season, and Milford in particular, that struggle has seemed quite tough over the last month. It has been roughly 30 days since the last time Milford has won a game. That last win came on December 30th against Hopedale. Since then, it has been an elongated losing streak, a 7-game losing streak coming into action tonight. And that means that Milford's playoff hopes right now are a bit dim. They would need to win 6 out of their final 7 games on their schedule to qualify for the playoffs, so they would need to get real hot here in the late days of the season in order to qualify for the playoffs. And as for Canton, they are 2-5 over their last 7 games. Those 2 wins, their only wins on the season. Those wins coming against Sharon and also a non-conference win against Blackstone Millville. So it has been a struggle for both of these offenses. It has been a struggle overall on the season, but it should be a competitive game between these two teams tonight. Again, it is senior night, and we are about to see those senior night festivities take place out on the court, as right now the team is out there with gifts in hand and about to honor the girl of the night, Jill Powers. You see her picture plastered over the walls all around the basketball court as now Athletic Director Peter Boucher goes through the normal introductions for the game. So we will keep it right here to get these quick senior night festivities before we get the game in. Right now, both teams out there on the court. And right now, head coach TJ Dolliver about to grab the microphone to discuss senior night.
First, we would like to recognize the Canton seniors. Please come up to half court when I call your name. Megan Hunter.
And so right now, in case the audio is not coming through, Coach Dolliver and the Milford team honoring the seniors on the Canton team. So certainly a nice gesture, a very classy gesture for Milford, honoring the seniors on their opponent's squad for tonight. A lot of underclassmen on this team for Canton, but a handful of seniors. Maria Ruggieri, Hannah Jankowski, Shannon Foley, and also Megan Hunter.
She's put in a lot of hard work all season. We really appreciate everything that she's done all year. We wish her the best of luck next year at CNN. We now have Jill Powers and her parents at half court for
And now the rousing cheer for Jill Powers as she is introduced as the lone senior, getting a big hug out there on the basketball court from Kate Irwin and now also Jess Tomaso. So 2 of the underclassmen, 2 of the future leaders on this Milford team greeting their lone senior, and now Jill's parents out there on the court. So now a quick photo opportunity for Jill, who has been one of the true leaders across all sports for this 2015-16 school year, a captain on the girls volleyball team in the fall season. She will also be a captain again in the spring for the Lady Hawks softball team. She has been one of the heart and soul players of this girls basketball team so far this season. So a very nice moment here for Jill as now she's embraced by all of her teammates. So the rest of the players will be introduced. We'll step aside and have the opening tip of this game next here on Milford TV. Welcome right back inside the Milford gym, set to get this game underway. Your starting 5 for Milford tonight: Nicole Dahlgren, Emma Liskoff, Jill Burley, Juliana Tracy, and Jill Powers, the senior, in the starting lineup. Kate Irwin on the bench to start this game. Jill Burley in the starting 5. And for Canton, it is Emma Murphy, Taylor Carrington, Shannon Foley, Megan Hunter, and Hannah Jerrier. Canton is coached by Jimmy Choquette. This game underway, Canton controlling the opening tip. The Canton JV team winning the early game here this evening before the varsity squads taking the court. And now it is the Milford varsity girls in their final home game of the regular season. Tim Coette and Josue Pavone here on the call for Milford TV. Milford taking their time here on their first offensive possession. The shot clock under 10 seconds to go, but the whistle. Jill Powers able to find Nicole Dahlgren off the inbounds. Now it's Burley. A fresh shot clock for Milford here after the Canton foul. Burley has to track down the loose ball now, but she's able to do it. Gets the pass away to Powers. Canton right now pinning Milford out on the perimeter, but Burley's able to work her way inside and get 2.
That was a great job by Milford. They're very patient on those 2 possessions, and everyone was sort of doing something, even away from the ball.
And now Milford trying for the steal. They will get possession as that ball went out of play.
I love to see an offense be very active, even if you're away from the ball. Everyone's sort of setting a pick, moving around. Very active early on here.
Ball back in the hands of Jill Burley. Milford with the early lead, just over a minute in. Jill Powers sets up for her first shot of the night. It's off the back iron and deflects out off of Canton. So Milford will continue to control the basketball. Milford looking to finally put an end to this losing streak, which has dragged on throughout the month of January. As we mentioned in the open, their last win coming all the way back right at the tail end of December in the midst of the holiday break. And since then, it's been all losses. This is their final game of the month of January, so a chance to get on the win column before we head into that last stretch of the regular season.
Great start defensively. 2 possessions, 2 steals for Milford defensively.
And now the foul. Six minutes and 22 seconds to go in this first quarter. The ball has been controlled by Milford for nearly the entire
Great drive.
Opening 2+ minutes, and now it results in more points.
Back-to-back points for Burley here, and they're both straight to the basket, so that was a great drive for Burley.
We did not have a chance to check in with Coach Dolliver prior to the game. As Liskov fights for the ball underneath the basket, Milford is going to get possession. Possession arrow going their way. But again, Kate Irwin on the bench at least to start this game. Jill Burley back in there in the starting lineup. She was the starting point guard when last we had a chance to see this girls team at home, as Kate was suffering through that forearm injury. We'll see if she sees any minutes on the floor here in this one. Milford turns it over here.
Oh, good steal.
Right off the inbounds, Jill Powers swoops in.
Take it, Powers.
She can't find an open teammate, so she just took the shot off the mark. And this will be Canton basketball. Canton struggling to advance it onto their offensive side of the court. 5:46 to go. Now they're able to advance it up the far sideline, wide open out on the wing from 3-point range, and knocking down the shot, number 23, that is Shannon Foley. And down the other way for 3, count it for Dahlgren. Some exchange of shots from beyond the arc. Milford on a 7-2 run to open up this game. More active hands in the passing lanes for Milford. Canton able to put the shot up, but no good. Now here's Liskoff, a long pass into Dahlgren, couldn't quite get the elevation. Now a scrum underneath the basket. It'll be Canton ball. These two teams competing hard. The season obviously has not been what either of these teams hoped it would be, with Milford and Canton both coming into the game towards the bottom of the standings. Milford 4-9 overall, Canton at 2-10, but still playing hard throughout the second half of the season. The shot put up there by Megan Hunter, no good. Canton's offense largely going through Emma Murphy, Hannah Jerrier, and Megan Hunter, the three leading scorers on this team so far in the regular season. Good quick ball movement. They get it into Tracy underneath the basket.
Yeah, Milford's doing a really good job moving the ball early on, especially in transition. And that was one of the first possessions of the night where they weren't in transition, coming back up the court because of the foul call, and they were able to get a good look.
That pass too hot to handle. Got out in front of Jessica Powers. And it looks like we'll have a timeout now here on the floor, called with 4 minutes and 26 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's been almost all Milford through these early minutes, a 7-2 lead. More action to come next here on Milford TV. Milford controls the basketball coming out of the timeout. A 5-point lead almost midway through this first quarter. Nicole Dahlgren turns it over right there at center court.
Yeah, she was pressured, and for good reason. She was right by the mid-court line, so they were able to get the possession here, force a turnover. But it looks like they're going to get another turnover here, so Milford gets the ball right back. Guess she was moving on that screen.
We heard the call from the referee on the court. It's a bit of a subdued crowd here in the Milford gym so far tonight.
Oh, good swing.
Long pass ahead to Burley, just off the fingertips and out of play. Stops the clock momentarily with 4:04 to go, as it's been a bit of a choppy pace to this first quarter. Emma Liskoff sticking a hand in there, able to poke the ball free. It ends up out of play. Last touch by Canton.
Yeah, they tried to do a handoff to Jessica Powers, and she wasn't ready for it. She was getting ready to go set a screen and try to get it last second, and ended up turning the ball over.
This is something we just have not seen quite enough out of Milford through this regular season, is seeing them as the aggressor on both offense and defense. But they're doing a good job of that so far in this first quarter.
Well, it's a special night for the Milford, for Milford. You know, with it being senior night, and you know, Powers' last game at home. I think it's a bit of a motivation going through every one of her teammates, trying to give her a good send-off, so to speak, in her last home game.
Dahlgren now going back and forth with Burley. Burley, the no-look pass to Powers on the wing. Back outside to Dahlgren with a foot on the line. She can't make the shot, but Powers fights for the rebound. And they call for the very quick jump ball. It goes possession arrow to Canton. You think about the fact that a year ago, Jill Powers opted not to go out for the basketball team. Now back with the team for her senior season and just brings so many intangibles to this team. Just a good lead by example kind of player. You have to think she's made a big difference on the sort of maturation process of these younger players. It's a young nucleus on this team going forward, but they've had quite a player to look up to this season in Jill Powers.
Absolutely, she's shown great leadership. She's someone that's very aggressive, can get the team dialed in when they get on their drives. I mean, excuse me, when they get on their runs. And she's been the vocal leader in the locker room as well throughout the season.
Under 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Still a 7-2 score. We've been frozen there.
Oh, great hands from Powers.
There she is. She gets locked up for the jump ball. This time it will be Milford basketball, as Kate Irwin has now checked into the game for the first time tonight. So right now Milford going with both Irwin and Burley out there on the court.
That's a good drive. Great move.
Gets it to roll through. The first points of the night for the senior Jill Powers. Now the ball deflected hard into the stands just above the Canton bench.
I think it's safe to say she's dialed in now after the emotional ceremony before the game. Now she's ready to go.
Irwin defending the ball up the floor along with Burley. Dumping it down into the corner, and the foul called against Irwin. Defending against Megan Hunter. Canton with 4 fouls so far in this first quarter. Milford with, I believe that number is 2. Partially obscured on the scoreboard.
Yep, looks like a 2.
Meanwhile, the outside shot knocked down by Megan Hunter.
All the way. Nice crossover move. Wow, that was a great play from Irwin. She went coast to coast. I think the left arm's doing all right.
Under 2 minutes to go as the foul is committed right in front of the scorer's table.
So again, Milford doing a good job with the transition offenses, not letting Canton settle into their defense, as Irwin had them on their heels as she made her coast-to-coast drive for a layup on the other end. Here she goes again, off the rebound this time, but she's got Burley. No, she's gonna take it all the way.
Tries to float it through. It clanks off the side of the backboard. Irwin not used to starting the game on the bench, so really physical out there as she makes these minutes count now that she's out there. 1:25 to go in the first quarter. It's an 11-5 lead for Milford. Just 2 shots knocked down so far for the Lady Bulldogs. Jill Burley nearly snatching that inbounds pass, but Canton able to recover. They can't knock the shot home. Jess Tomaso into the game, picks up the defensive board. Long outside shot from Irwin, no good. Tracy tries to fight for the rebound, but securing it for Canton was Foley. Sends the pass in towards Jerrier. She wasn't expecting it, but Canton.
Fortunate that it ball didn't go out of bounds.
Canton's Emma Murphy able to recover it in the corner as now Powers goes down hard, along with Jessica Powers, so Powers on Powers collision. .6 seconds to go. As Jill gets it into her point guard. Irwin surveys the court, now cuts inside. The jumper from the free throw line goes in and out. Jerrier with the long jump shot. Canton with the offensive rebound initially, now the foul is called. Stops the clock with 32.2 seconds to go in what has been a lengthy opening 8 minutes of play.
And Milford's got to be careful here defensively. It seems like the referees are quick to blow their whistles for fouls here, so they don't want to get into foul trouble, especially throughout that front court, which the last 3 fouls have been called on the forward.
Contested shot knocked down by Emma Murphy for
Nice.
Canton, and Jess Tommaso answers right back with the 3.
Tommaso known to be that spark off the bench, and she went right into her jump shot there. She was able to knock down that 3.
Another pause in the action here, a quick substitution on the Milford side as Coach Dolliver gives Juliana Tracy a rest for these final seconds of the first quarter. Long 2 missed by Foley. Tommaso aggressive going after that defensive rebound.
Seems like every other possession someone's on the ground here in this game.
Good pressure coming in from behind by Shannon Foley on the inbounds pass, and it causes Irwin to commit the travel. And it gives Canton a chance to inbound underneath their own basket with 6.8 seconds to go, a chance to land one final bucket. Right off the inbounds, the shot missed by Hunter. And now Milford with 1 second to go, and Tommaso is not going to be able to get out of the backcourt. And that is how the first quarter comes to an end. So Milford, a successful opening quarter of play offensively. They're up by 7 points, up 14-7. And again, just everyone seems to be on their toes out there, Josue. Very active defensively. We've seen some good shots made both inside and outside, so everything really working in that opening period for Milford.
Yeah, Milford really setting the tone defensively and is leading to their offense. Most of these baskets are coming in transition. Again, like I said earlier in the first quarter, they really have Canton on their heels when they're attacking the basket. And fortunately for Canton, they've been able to make a couple of outside shots to sort of stay into this one as they're behind by 7 here and right before the second quarter.
So we will step aside briefly. We'll have the start of the second quarter. When we come back, again, you are watching coverage of Lady Hawks basketball here on Milford TV. Right back to work for Milford and Canton here in the second quarter. Canton controls it to start this second stanza.
And Canton's looking to make a play here right out of the right into the second quarter, and looks like they're going to turn it over.
And they call for the jump ball as the pass went into Casey Shea. Canton with a couple of 6-foot weapons in their arsenal. Casey
Nice
Shea
move.
is one of those at 6'1" as Milford gets the shot quickly down at the other end and the chance for the 3-point play.
Great job by Irwin going to the left.
And finally now, everything's situated for Irwin to take the free throw. And she drains it. Irwin now up to 5 points on the night since coming in off the bench, now nearly with the steal.
Almost saved it too.
So more of the same out of Milford here to start the second quarter. Really taking the action to Canton. Now immediately pressuring 4 out of the 5 Lady Hawks players in the backcourt defensively.
Tommaso almost sold that one. As she threw the ball in from out of bounds. She's going to go back to Canton here, but I'm loving this pressure right now. Keep it up, Milford.
Again, pressure forcing the inbounds pass to go all the way underneath the Milford basket where
that was a
Powers is
foul.
able to get the steal. She tosses up a prayer and almost made it.
She got fouled on the way up.
No whistle that time as now Canton's finally able to get it down onto their offensive side. They feed it in to Shea. Her shot no good.
And that's the closest shot that they've gotten all night. Canton.
Now Shea again working her way inside, this time taking the contact.
Milford's done a really good job of protecting the middle, and that was the closest thing to a layup that Cannon's gotten tonight. So just shows how solid Milford's been defensively tonight.
It had been a 10-point Milford lead, now down to 9 after the first successful free throw. And Shea able to net them both. Still in the opening minute of the second quarter.
Got Powers.
Irwin able to find her. Powers, through about 3 defenders, is able to bank home the shot.
Pick and roll, great play.
Now Irwin working defensively against Julia Hamilton. Hamilton able to get up the floor, but Valenzuela's back there. Canton resets. Shot clock winding down to 10 seconds. They take the long two, no good. Rebound goes right to Kate Irwin. Motors her way up the floor. Again, contact. No foul, it was Shea back there defensively. Now she kicks it ahead to Emma Murphy. Now underneath the basket, trying for the reverse lay-in, but Murphy able to get her own rebound and then put it in for 2 more. 19-11 the score. And it looks like we'll see free throws here out of Jill Powers.
Looks like we're going to see 3. She was right behind the 3-point arc there when she shot it.
Cannot make the first of the 3 free throws. Makes the second. The MHS students decorating the Milford gym with senior night posters, including images of the one senior on this varsity squad, Jill Powers. You could see one of those posters over the shoulder of Powers as she was shooting those free throws, which Milford will shoot more of right now. This time it will be Valenzuela. Valenzuela makes her first after Powers went just 1 for 3 on that last trip.
Oh.
A lot of contact before that shot was even released.
Casey Shea was making sure she boxed out Powers there very early before the release.
So it looks like they may have called that as a lane violation against Milford. They did not count the second free throw on the scoreboard.
Which I don't understand, because to me, Shea was the one initiating the box out over Powers.
That's what it appeared. The ref saw it another way, I guess. So it's an even 10-point lead for Milford at 21-11, 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go until halftime. Irwin liked the long jump shot, could not make it. Now Powers wrestles the ball free, gets it to Tommaso. Now back to Powers underneath the basket to Emma Liskoff. Liskoff can't get the shot.
Tough angle.
They try to trap in the corner.
By Tommaso.
Here's Tommaso again, gets it to Liskoff, and now back outside to Irwin.
Yeah, use some clock here. Take it. Oh, maybe not.
Instead,
Yeah,
it'll be the travel.
I have to agree with the ref there. She took too many steps.
Just going a little bit too quick on that possession. They were able to get a couple of nice steals, but then rushing the offense a little bit too much.
This is a 3-on-2.
Valenzola trying to stand her ground underneath the basket, but Shea was able to come away with the points. That shot missed, and then it bounced up off the wiring coming down from the basket. All alone, sneaking her way inside. That was Jerrier. Jerrier's first points of the night. Now here's Juliana Tracy. Her shot's no good.
Milford's got to get back here when they're off these missed shots, because that is when Cannon's getting their open looks here, especially in the middle.
Long pass. The shot taken up over Irwin, no good. Tracy with the rebound. Now Liskoff pushing it up the floor. Nice pass to Burley, sends it back to Liskoff, but she couldn't finish. Nice give and go between those two. Now Tracy is able to wrestle away the offensive rebound. Now still fighting for it. And gets the jump ball. Great work by Juliana Tracy.
Cannon's Julia Hamilton, she was fighting for that ball. She did a good job to force the jump ball, which of course is going to help out Canton. If that happens again, they'll get the ball back.
Coach Dolliver giving his senior a rest here, checking Christine Pye into the game. Now Irwin, the quick shot off the inbounds. Count it.
Great cut to the hoop. Now she's gonna, almost got a steal here. Bit of a mismatch here, but she's...
Yeah, Canton definitely has some height advantages out there on the floor, as I mentioned earlier, between Casey Shea and also Hannah Jerrier, both 6 feet and over. And it will be Shea who goes to the free throw line.
Especially Shea. She's made some great moves to the basket. She's done a good job of posting up. So I'm not surprised that Canton's turned to her throughout the second quarter to crawl back into this game.
Shea 3 for 3 so far from the free throw line. Trying to cut it to a 2-possession game. Three and a half minutes to go in the first half. Irwin and Burley back and forth. And now Burley called for the travel. She could not make the move around Shea defensively. They get the ball into Megan Hunter. Hunter takes the shot, can't make it. Now Canton from 3-point range. The shot from Julia Hamilton, no good. But a third opportunity here. Good rebounding for Canton on this possession. Now it's Jerrier. And Milford finally puts an end to it. A lot of chances for Canton.
Good swing.
All the way out to Burley. She sets her feet. 3-pointer from Jill Burley. Burley's up to 7 points on the night. Right now it's Burley and Irwin, each with 7. Back up to a 9-point lead for Milford. They get it into Shea. Shea kicks it back out to Hamilton. Hamilton loses control.
Great hustle.
That was Christine Pye down on the floor fighting for that one. And so Coach Dolliver able to get the timeout called, stopping the clock with 2:26 to go. Milford 26, Canton 17. We'll see the remainder of this first half when we come back next here on Milford TV. Milford comes back out of the timeout with Irwin, Burley, Pye, Tracy, and Liskoff, the 5 on the floor to close out these final minutes of the half. As Kate Irwin gets fouled.
Great drive by Irwin. No matter who Canton puts on her, it's a tough matchup for Canton. So Irwin is taking advantage of that one-on-one coverage as she goes to the hoop again and ends up going to making another trip to the free throw line.
Kate Irwin came into this week's action amongst the top scorers and points per game in the league. 8th overall,
great board,
with an even 12 points per game average. Now Irwin gets it back in her hands. And a good block on the way by.
That was a clean block.
Irwin ended up on her back, but that was all ball on the block.
Coming out of that timeout, I was wondering why Canton decided to put Shea on the bench here, but here she is coming right back in after only resting for about 15 seconds there.
Powers from 3-point range, can't knock it down there for the rebound is Tracy. She got stripped. Possession ends up with Canton. Minute 48 to go.
Great hands.
And there's Burley right to Kate Irwin. She takes the shot, gets knocked down again as the shot doesn't fall.
Yeah, she read that pass the entire time as Canton was using their press breaker, which is what you want to do, is go through the middle to break that press. And she read the pass there. Great steal.
This combination of Irwin and Burley out on the floor together has really been effective through this first half. It seems like the two have really been on the same page since Irwin's been in the game.
Absolutely, they've been a great duo in terms of scoring on the offensive end. Neither one of them are scared to score for Milford. One of them can shoot from outside. Well, they both essentially can shoot from outside, but throughout the night, it's been Irwin taking it to the hoop.
Emma Murphy, a make and a miss.
Great look.
Here's Valenzola, couldn't get the lift. Fights for the rebound though. Tries to get it to Powers. The foul is called. Powers makes her first. Couldn't get that one to bounce through. Powers 2 for 5 shooting free throws here in the first half. The one free throw ups the lead to 9 points for Milford. The missed shot for Canton.
Great reaction from Powers. She didn't think she touched that one.
Canton able to inbound with 1:11 to go. They let it fly, no good. Shea swoops in for the rebound, and she will head back to the free throw line where she's a perfect 4 for 4 so far.
Did a great job initiating that contact. Could have went the other way or could have went for the fadeaway, but instead drove her body inwards to get the contact, and now she's at the line again.
That's her first miss. No luck from the line that time for Shea. Now here's Powers. She forces her way inside, went down hard afterwards. Both Powers and Jerrier both going down. Coach Choquette for Canton not happy with the call on the court, as Juliana Tracy makes her first free throw.
Yeah, he thought it was an offensive foul. I don't know if she got there in time.
One for two that time for Juliana Tracy. That's her first point so far in the game, and now free throws down the other end with Milford up by 10, less than a minute to go. It's been a strange first half. At times the pace has been very rapid out there on the floor, but there's also been a lot of breaks. Coming down to the final seconds now, as just about 45 seconds to go. Canton gets the steal. Liskov trying to get back there defensively. The shot no good for Canton, and now Jill Powers tracks down the loose ball, gets it ahead to Valenzola. Now it's Liskov who tries to force her way in. The ball deflects out to Canton with 24 seconds to go. That shot around the rim, but out. Hannah Jankowski with that shot attempt, and now she will head to the line.
Yeah, Irwin tried to get back there to get the charge, but she was a little too late. Couldn't plant her feet to take that charge.
Canton 6 for 10 from the free throw line in the first half. A 28-19 score. Milford with the opportunity to play for the final shot. Here's Powers inside. She gets it. And Canton will not have a chance to get a shot off before the buzzer sounds. So we have reached halftime here in Milford. That final shot from Powers allows the Lady Hawks to enter into halftime up 30-19. So better offensively from Canton in that second quarter, but still Milford ahead comfortably, Josue.
Yeah, they're controlling the pace of this game. You talked about how it's kind of been up and down in terms of the pace overall, but I think for the most part, Milford's been the ones that's controlled the pace, especially on the offensive end. They made a few costly turnovers throughout these second quarter, and Canton was able to get to the line behind their star player of the night right now, which is Casey Shea. But for the most part, I think that Milford is keeping their distance because of their offense and because of that pressure that they've applied defensively.
So a consistent half for Milford offensively, 14 points in the first quarter, 16 points in the second quarter. It all totals up to a 30-19 lead for the Lady Hawks over the Canton Lady Bulldogs as we have reached halftime. We'll have the start of the third quarter for you coming up next here on Milford TV. Welcome back into the Milford gym for second half action in this girls basketball matchup between Davenport Division rivals Milford and Canton. Milford enjoying a 30-19 lead as we enter into the second half. Tim Coet and Josue Pavone on the call, also Rob O'Keefe, Malcolm Zale, and Joey Marcello on the coverage. Milford turning it over here, less than 30 seconds into the half. Irwin, Liskoff, Powers, Valenzola, and Dahlgren, the 5 on the floor.
Push
as
it here,
it's
push it here.
Liskoff who gets the steal into Irwin. Irwin can't get the layup. Powers loses her balance, trying for the rebound. It allows Canton to push it back up the floor. A good spin move underneath by Jerrier, and she gets the bucket.
Yeah, that was a great move.
Now here's Irwin, finds a lane,
Ooh.
lets it float, takes the foul. Right to the free throw line goes the sophomore Kate Irwin. Can't get that one to roll in. Milford 5 for 12 shooting free throws so far in the game. 2 misses for Irwin there.
Yeah, it's rare to see her miss a pair.
A three-pointer put up by Canton's Shannon Foley. Canton pokes the ball free, but Liskoff is able to get it back. She swings it across the court to Irwin, and Irwin puts it in the hands of Powers. Powers gets fouled, the foul committed by Taylor Carrington. Canton with 18 players listed on their varsity roster, though they don't appear to have all 18 players present here in the gym tonight. Valenzola trying for the quick shot. Couldn't get it the first time around, but gets her own putback.
Great job sticking with it there by Valenzola.
Long pass ahead to Jerrier. Now the jumper from Hunter, no good. Dahlgren and Irwin collide. Good bounce pass into Valenzola, the hook shot.
Play.
4 quick points in this third quarter for Jill Valenzola. Now Jerrier trying to use her height advantage.
Oh, great job by Valenzola to start off the second half here. She's gotten 2 back-to-back shots inside the paint, and now she's pulled down a rebound in front of 2 Canton defenders to get the ball back for Milford here.
And solid contributions up and down this Milford roster so far tonight.
And they're going to need her to keep it up here as Casey Shea checks back in for Canton.
Another whistle as Powers went to the basket. So already Milford having multiple opportunities from the free throw line. Just a couple of minutes into this third quarter. But Milford not exactly capitalizing on these free throw opportunities.
Yeah, let's see if the senior can split these. Go 1 for 2.
Misses them both.
Yeah, that's 0 for 4, right? Start the second half. Not her individually, Milford as a team.
Powers now 2 for 7. She's had plenty of free throw opportunities in this game.
I like the idea of going to the hoop, though. Can't complain. They're getting to the line. It's going to be the 3rd trip here. And the first, was it less than 3 minutes of the second half.
This time it's Nicole Dahlgren.
Meanwhile, Canton on the other end has resorted to what they were doing in the first quarter, which is what got them in this hole in the first place, and that's taking jumpers that are contested. You know, a lot of the times they're not resorting to using the shot clock and looking for better shots as they were in the second quarter.
Dahlgren finally breaks an 0 for 5 streak at the free throw line, knocking down her second attempt. Hamilton nearly had her pass stolen by Kate Irwin. Now Canton inside. Valenzola trying to draw the charge. Apparently didn't have the feet set. Canton struggling for the inbounds pass as it was swatted away by Powers. Canton able to put up a shot and misses it. Milford with the rebound. Dahlgren pulls up for the jumper, no good.
Another
Rebound
trip.
Valenzola, and she will go back to the line. More frustration from the coaching staff on the Canton side as Valenzola shoots her free throws.
Well, the Milford front court has done a good job, obviously getting to the free throw line, but also getting rebounds, as they were able to get 2 putbacks here in the second half.
There's
And
Valenzola.
another rebound for Valenzola here.
This time on the defensive glass, she's able to get it done. Went for the jump ball. The possession arrow going Canton's way. The quick three-pointer off the inbounds pass, no good. This time Valenzola able to cleanly grab the rebound.
And Powers got a little aggressive there with the screen, so that's going to be a personal foul on her. Canton's going to get the ball here. But like I said a couple minutes ago, Canton is, again, electing to take these jump shots, which is giving Milford other opportunities to score. Looks like now they're going inside.
Able to get the bucket. Ooh. Milford turns it over here. .358 to go in the third quarter. Lead up to 13 now for Milford. It's been one of the best offensive efforts we've seen out of this team so far this season. Milford's high water mark in terms of points scored in a single game actually came in a loss. It came to their loss to Foxborough back on January 8th, where they scored 55 points. They lost 66 to 55. So something to keep in mind, as they're already more than halfway to that total now with the 36 points they have. A 36 to 23 lead over Canton with 3:47 to go in the third quarter. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back with more next here on Milford TV. Canton inbounds off the timeout. They set up the quick jumper. No good from Carrington, but the second chance point's good for the Lady Bulldogs. Tommaso back into the game. She works her way inside, trying to get the foul called. The offense has cooled off in this third quarter for Milford. Just 6 points scored so far, coming down to 3 minutes to play.
Yep, good call, ref. I thought they were going to try to say that was off of Milford, but that was off herself, and she tried to force the layup here through the double team.
Jessica Powers committing the turnover. As again, Dahlgren and Irwin go back and forth up the floor. Now Valenzola trapped in the corner. A bad pass picked off by Megan Hunter.
Yeah, don't let them settle in there. Keep them in the perimeter. Good defense by Milford here.
Chance for Dahlgren to steal that pass, but she couldn't quite swing herself around to see it. So Canton able to reset down to 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Great hands by Milford here. They did not give up for 30 seconds there as everyone got involved.
Here's Burley now with the quick jump shot. No good. Tracy able to fight for it. She stays in bounds.
Travel.
Tough call going against Tracy. Outworking Canton for that rebound, but then called for the travel. The lead for Milford now at 11. Clock stopped with 2 minutes and 21 seconds to go. Canton inbounds next to their own bench. The pass deflected. Milford fighting for it, but Canton able to recover. Canton just saving that ball from going out.
She did. Yeah, she didn't touch that ball. That play happened right in front of us here, and I completely agree with Katie. She was really frustrated because not only did she not touch the ball, but it looked like she got hit in the head as they both chased after the ball.
Yeah, it looked clearly like it was poked away off of Canton and out, but the shot no good.
Yeah,
Dahlgren thought about three and instead gets called for the travel.
Yeah, tough break.
And now the timeout called. I believe this timeout was called by Coach Oliver, and a good timeout. We've seen the offense get a little stagnant here in the third quarter, just looking to regroup.
Yeah, that's a good call.
You talked about Canton settling for those outside jump shots. It looks like we've seen a little bit of that out of Milford over these last couple of minutes.
Well, the Cannons really stepped it up defensively, and they're doing the same. They're taking a play out of Milford's playbook here on how to force teams to shoot from outside. They've adjusted, you know. Coming out of the halftime, Milford did a good job of going to the hoop. They were getting the putbacks. They were using their bigs. Right now, I think Canton is not. They saw what happened through the first half, and they made sure that Irwin doesn't get those open drives that she was able to get. So they've readjusted here, and Milford's going to look to do the same here.
Down to 1:53 to go in the third quarter before the teams come back out of the timeout. We'll take a quick look at the updated Davenport Division standings coming into tonight's action. Oliver Ames leading the way in the Davenport with an overall record of 10-2. They're followed by Stoughton at 7-4, Foxborough at 7-4, just percentage points behind. Then it's Sharon at 4-8, and Milford and Canton round out the standings at 4-9 and 2-10 respectively. Back to action now on the court with Canton controlling the basketball, down by 11.
Ooh, watch the screen, watch the screen. Yeah.
They get it into Jerrier, good bounce pass, and she gets the points. Jerrier up to 6 points overall in the game, and now another timeout called quickly with the score now 36-27. We will take the break. Back with more next on Milford TV. Final home game of the regular season for the Milford Lady Scarlet Hawks. Looking to grab a W here on the home court against Canton. They lead this game 36-27 with less than 90 seconds now to go in the third quarter as Kate Irwin puts up the three-point attempt, no good. Pushing it back up the floor is Shannon Foley.
All right, protect the middle here. They're going to try to go inside.
Whistle going against Milford.
On the last basket, I noticed how Jerrier created space through the screen that she's created. And I think that her and Casey Shea are doing the exact, Casey Shea's doing the exact same thing. They're using the screens to free themselves up. And that's how they're able to get those good looks from inside the free throw line. Another screen from Casey to Jerrier. And that time, she didn't get it back.
Settle for the tough contested shot, no good. The pass into traffic. Dahlgren couldn't control it. But lucky for Milford, it goes out of play off of Canton. Dahlgren favoring her arm a bit. She does have a protective sleeve on that right elbow. They float the pass in, a dangerous one to Valenzola.
She was almost able to grab it, but it's just two defenders right in front of her.
Jill Valenzola, fearless underneath the basket, whether it's on offense or defense.
Here they come, the two screens.
Just over 30 seconds to play in the quarter. Real tough shot tossed up by Casey Shea. The ball ends up out of bounds. It'll be Milford basketball with a 3.4 second difference between shot clock and game clock. The dish off to Jill Powers. Now they swing it around on the wing to Dahlgren.
There we go. That's your lane.
Powers inside.
Good take. Nearly got it to go, but that's exactly what you want to do there. You want to take those lanes that they give you because you know that you're going to have that extra step that's either going to give you the layup or get you to the free throw line. In that case, she nearly got both.
With the lead down to 9, a chance for free throws for Jill Powers, and free throws have not been automatic all game, and in particular in this quarter for Milford. Powers with another miss. Able to knock home the second. Puts the lead back into double digits with the final 10 seconds about to elapse here in the third. Canton trying to set it up for one more shot. They put it in the hands of Shannon Foley. Now they kick it inside to the corner. Canton turns it over with 1.1 second to go. We'll see if Milford can even get a shot off. And they won't even attempt it.
Yeah, you don't want to ruin your shooting percentage, you know? Might as well just let that clock go down to 0.
That's what Milford chooses to do. Not quite the same level of offense in that third quarter out of Milford, just 7 points overall. It allowed Canton to stay relatively close. It's a 10-point lead for Milford as we have just 8 minutes to go. We'll step aside very quickly and begin the fourth quarter with you next here on Milford TV. With just 8 minutes to go in this game, Milford putting themselves in position to finally put an end to this 7-game losing streak, leading 37-27. As we enter into the fourth quarter, Tim Coet and Josue Pavone on the call for Milford TV. Jill Burley back into the game, getting the ball in her hands, and now it's Dahlgren who puts up the shot, no good. Jill Powers whistled for the foul.
Yeah, she went over the back there trying to get that rebound, but I like that possession. I mean, that's not a bad shot because you used the shot clock, you got a good look, so you live with that miss. That was a great play to come out of come into the fourth quarter. I was gonna say timeout.
Dahlgren and Valenzola doing a good job harassing inside, but instead it's Jerrier who takes the jump shot and makes it. Milford certainly can't take this lead for granted, especially with just the 7 points in the third quarter. Things have dried up a little bit offensively, and we have seen this team quite often struggle to put up points in the second half of games. They really need to finish here over these final minutes.
Yeah, I agree. Milford did a good job at the end of that third quarter to fend off Canton's run, because Canton had a chance to cut down this lead, and luckily Milford's tough defense prevented that, because they've had a chance to probably dwindle the lead down to about 6 points if they were able to put together a few more buckets at the end of that third quarter.
Canton did outscore Milford in the third quarter, albeit just by a margin of 8-7. Taylor Carrington missing the free throw. Now Dahlgren from three, too short. She
stayed with it.
Comes flying in for the rebound and gets the putback.
A lot of second chance points tonight. Great trap.
Foley able to push through it. Now the inside move, no good. Taylor Carrington with the rebound. She ends up getting fouled, I believe, by Dahlgren. One for two that trip for Carrington. Puts the lead once again at 9 points for Milford. Irwin trying to get it back to Dahlgren. The deflection by Jessica Powers, but Milford able to get it back, but now stolen again. Tough pass inside to Jerrier. She's able to handle it and get the bank shot home. Now Irwin pushes the tempo, gets it to Burley, now feeds it inside to Valenzola. And she is fouled. Valenzola knocking down the first. Very important that Milford come through with these free throws here.
Absolutely, especially when you're into the second half of this fourth quarter. It's going to be crucial.
Two big makes for Valenzola that time. Canton quickly up the floor. Milford able to get back in numbers.
Great hands.
They call for the jump ball. It will stay Canton basketball.
Great job by Dahlgren.
And it looks like our sideline cameraman, Malcolm Zale, getting some instructions from the official before gameplay continued. (41-32) the score. Milford with the lead and the basketball with 5:25 to play in this game. The off-balance shot from Irwin, no good. Liskoff in there fighting for the rebound, but the ball deflects out of play off of Milford. Now here's Hunter taking it up the floor for the Lady Bulldogs. Dishes back outside. Jerrier the bounce pass inside, and the bucket goes to Emma Murphy. It's Murphy's first points of the second half, coming in as the team's leading scorer.
Another foul is going to put them in the penalty here now, as they're 1-1. So Milford should be getting a lot more trips to the free throw line by the end of this game.
Kate Irwin with another miss. She's missed 3 in the second half. Almost came through with the steal. A wide open look, a long 2. Doesn't bounce home for Hunter.
Travel. Yeah.
They call the double dribble. And we'll have a timeout called here on the floor with 4:36 to play. Milford trying to close it out, up 41-34. More action coming your way next here on Milford TV. Canton inbounding out of the timeout. Just able to get it inside. Now they kick it to the corner, quickly back outside. Good movement for Canton. They set it up for Jerrier inside. She gets a clean look.
So the type of play you can expect to see out of a timeout. This Canton got an easy bucket there.
All of a sudden, it's down to a 5-point lead for Milford, so they are entering into dangerous territory here with still over 4 minutes to play. It's really felt like the momentum has swung into Canton's favor.
Good look. Good look. If I'm Canton, I don't want Milford to get the ball inside for obvious reasons. Not only because it's going to be a good look for a layup, but most of the time when Milford has the ball that close to the hoop, it normally results in a foul. So I think free throws is going to play a big role for the rest of this game because both teams are in the penalty now, and Milford has to be careful on their defense.
Valenzola fights for the rebound off of the miss, and it will stay Milford ball. Dahlgren finds Jill Powers, wanted to take the 3.
Yeah, that's a travel.
Gets it to Valenzola, who disagrees with the call, but the traveling call made.
She took a couple steps before she put that ball on the floor.
A chance for the Lady Bulldogs to cut it to a 1-possession game if they can get a bucket here on this possession.
Deny the paint, deny the paint. Good job. There it is.
Good play defensively for Tracy.
Good rebound. Oh,
Irwin.
ref.
Irwin putting up a tough shot, hoping to get the whistle. The ball ended up instead in the hands of Tracy. She couldn't get the bucket.
We heard that smack from over here.
Now Dahlgren able to deflect the pass. And it looks like this time Irwin does get the call.
There it is.
Big make for Irwin.
And she takes a deep breath after that one. Now she can settle in for the second one. Ooh, maybe not.
Kate Irwin 2 for 6 from the free throw line tonight. Irwin almost securing the loose ball. Instead, it gives Canton another chance, and it's Jerrier who's really come alive here in the fourth quarter. She's up to 8 points now. The Canton bench has really come to life.
Jump. Good job.
Milford at one point held a 13-point lead in this second half. It's now down to just 4. Just under 3 minutes to play.
job by Valenzola. Valenzola denied the pass, which ultimately led to the forced pass.
Dahlgren gets it to Valenzola, who puts up the outside shot.
Ooh, that would have been big. Come on, Milford, you need another stop here.
Pass deflecting off the feet
Great
of
job
Emma
by
Murphy.
Powers. That's going to go Milford's way.
A big play from the senior on senior night. Milford trying to play smart here and manage the clock and also manage this lead.
Big shot.
It's a long two, a big make from Dahlgren. Coach Dolliver, as animated as we've seen him on the sidelines, you can tell that he knows his team is close to a big victory to start to bring some positive momentum back into the season. He wants to see his team close out strong. A bad inbounds pass from Canton sails out of play.
Another forced turnover by Milford.
1 minute and 53 seconds to go. With the Milford lead at 6 now. They set it up for Powers from 3-point range.
Ooh.
Cannot knock it down.
Get back there.
Dahlgren gets the rebound.
Shoot it. Come on, Powers.
This time it's Dahlgren. She's called for the travel.
It would have been great to see Jill make that shot on senior night. Probably been one of her last shots at home.
That's really been her signature shot this season, that
Right.
three-pointer right from that spot on the floor.
Yep. The elbow three.
Free throws coming up for Julia Hamilton. Perfect on the first attempt. Chance to cut the lead to 4. She does it. Less than 90 seconds to play.
Around the back.
Irwin into Burley. Powers surprised by that pass. The ball squirts loose. Powers able to fight for it.
Got it. Oh, timeout. Good call.
Coach Dolliver getting the timeout in. A big save there from Jill Powers after the ball squirted loose. Powers was just able to recover it.
And Coach Dolliver nearly went around the corner to head to the referee to get that timeout in.
Talking things over with the squad right now, looking for their best effort here in this final minute and 10 seconds. We will watch those final seconds unfold right when we come back next here on Milford TV. The final seconds about to tick away on senior night, and there is the lone senior shown there on the wall. Pictures of Jill Powers all around the Milford gym. Right now, Powers taking a seat on the bench. Coach Dolliver going with Burley, Dahlgren, Liskoff, Valenzola, and Irwin.
Big possession here, Milford. You can make this a 3-possession game.
The three-pointer off the inbounds from Irwin, no good. Securing the defensive rebound for Canton is Shannon Foley. She sends the long pass up the floor. The Milford defense needing to make a stand into Jerrier. Jerrier with the hook shot. 10 points in this fourth quarter for Hannah Jerrier. And it's just a 2-point lead for Milford with 42 seconds to go. Can they hang on?
Come on, keep moving, Nick. Keep moving around, girls. She's a screen or something here. Need Dahlgren to come instead of screening, but she's going to take it inside anyways.
Irwin all the way to the basket. Great move to the rim.
What a move.
It's Kate Irwin's first points from the floor in the second half. The timeout is called with 21.6 seconds to go. And that by far, Josue, was Milford's biggest bucket of this game.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw that throughout the first half. Canton did a really good job to prevent her from doing that, mostly throughout the second half. But she found the lane on the left end, of course, because she's a lefty. She's able to go left, unlike a lot of other players on the court tonight. And she did a really good job making that difficult layup, because that was a tough one. You know, you had two defenders coming at you. You had to kind of take that extra leap, the extra surge. You know, she got right past her defenders. They were unable to stay with her, and she made the big time layup late in the second half here.
You need your best players to step up in the most crucial game situations, and Milford with their lead evaporating all the way down to just 2 points. A huge bucket there from Irwin to make it 46-42 with 21.6 seconds to go. And you know that free throws are really going to come to the forefront over these final seconds. We hope that Milford can be on their game from the free throw line if needed here. And now the team's out of the timeout. The officials talking things over.
We're seeing what they're going to do after the game, probably. You know, making plans.
Canton able to get it in. The inbound's coming just beyond our broadcast setup. As now Foley kicks it back outside. The long two. The miss by Megan Hunter. Nicole Dahlgren tracks down the rebound, and she gets fouled. A chance perhaps to seal the deal with a couple of makes here with 9.6 to play.
Big
first shot for Dahlgren. Misses the second. And they heave it up.
What was that about?
Goes out of play, stops the clock with 4.9 to go.
I don't know if she thought that she only had 3 seconds or...
All the way into Burley. No fouls here. The final seconds about to tick down. We heard the buzzer. And that is how it ends. A little bit of an anticlimactic finish there, but that is all for tonight. And Milford finally able to break the 7-game losing streak as they defeat the Canton Lady Bulldogs by a final score of 47-42. It looked like they were going to sail to this win, Josue. In the end, they really had to grind it out.
But they fought. They fought, and they kept fighting throughout that last couple of minutes. Canton was able to get their run going. They outscored Milford throughout the third quarter, but Milford responded with heavy defense and a huge play at the end of the game by Irwin to seal the win.
So again, a big win here tonight, the 5th win for Milford on the season, just their 2nd win within league play. But a nice way to close out the home portion of their schedule as again, they win by a final of 47-42 here on senior night. A nice send-off for Jill Powers, who also was a big factor in this game as well. So a good night all the way around in the Milford gym as again, Milford is able to come away with the victory, snapping that 7-game losing streak. A big thank you to our crew on hand for the game here tonight. My broadcast partner, Josue Pavone. Our camera operators, Malcolm Zale and Joey Marcello. Our technical director, Rob O'Keefe. And I am Tim Coet. Again, that final score one final time, Milford 47 and Canton 42. This has been a presentation of Milford High School Athletics here on Milford TV. So long, everybody.